Take two. No, we did some shtick. We had a little song and dance.
Guess what? You can't hear it. We're not doing it again.
That's exclusive content for our Patreon subscribers. And they're all 0 of them. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. We're just sitting here in the Potty Pod studio waiting on dear friend Heather to pick some music stands up off the front porch.
Hi, Heather.
This is going to be live. She's going to get ambushed. Anyway, we're running out of ideas. It's muggy in my house.
I was just thinking I was a little chilly.
This is podcasting.
Life with Raynaud's
This is,
phenomenon.
guys,
am I right?
listen, we're not one swing we're the other. Together we're a normal person. But like bipolar, not. So hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo. I'm the muggy half.
And I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the cold half. Welcome, guys.
Pretty good. Listen, guys, rat-a-tat. That's right. How you do it right there. You don't, hey, and when you're doing improv, baby, you yes and. You don't say no when it's yes and. So if someone says, hey, I'm Bob.
Yes, and I'm cold.
Yes, and that's been our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks.
Have a good Monday,
Holler
everybody.
out some professions. Milkman.
Yes, and.
Professional gamer. Obstetrician. What does an obstetrician do?
Really?
Oh, sorry. I don't know. I genuinely didn't know. Anyways.
Anyway, it's Monday, guys. Do you remember the Monday song from elementary?
I do.
Did you sing it for us?
Because we guys, our elementary school, I think we may have touched on this broadly in a previous episode. Mm-hmm. I've lost track. We've done
so many episodes, guys. 36.
I know. We've
today.
done more episodes than years I've been on this earth. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
Don't age shame a man in this climate.
On the air.
Don't age shame a man in this climate, in this economy. You treat me like some old crone, like some old 40-year-old crone man.
Yes, and sing the Monday song.
Oh, really good.
Yeah.
You're on fire today.
I know.
You should have said yes, and you aren't. But listen, guys, the Monday song composed.
Yeah.
Music and lyrics by Mrs. Heiser.
Hi, Mrs. Heiser.
Hi, Mrs. Heiser.
Great music teacher.
What was her name? Fraulein.
No.
What was it?
Miss Heiser.
Rebecca Heiser. It's what we'll call her.
She was a great elementary music school teacher.
She was, and she the only one that I can think of that composed a different song for every day of the week, and then also some for holy days.
Yes.
But the Monday song went like this, guys.
Me, 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 me.
Oh, I'm not hearing it right. Oh, okay, so
Don't make me sing.
Don't make me sing. It went, Monday comes when Sunday goes.
Monday.
Is this a...
I didn't remember it, but my memory's being jogged as you sing. Sorry, okay. I'm quiet now.
Monday.
He's getting his tools out.
I am. Hold on. Monday. Nope.
Too high. Wrong key.
It goes like this, guys. Monday comes when Sunday goes. Monday needs some colorful clothes.
You started high.
Oh, guys, it's like when someone wanders into the national anthem too high, and you're like, oh, baby, when Fergie gets to the big notes. Have you seen Fergie's national anthem at the NBA All-Star game a few years ago?
I don't know why I'm covering my eyes.
Because it's so embarrassing. Guys, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not embarrassed for Fergie because of that.
It's visceral because it's my living nightmare.
It's
To sing the national anthem alone in front of a group of people, that takes a lot of courage, a lot of chutzpah.
Yeah.
And
Chutzpah is a
when
good
it
word.
goes poorly,
And oftentimes it does.
because it's a hard song.
We should do a ranking of the worst national anthems of all time.
That makes me feel bad.
But then we can always just cap it with Whitney Houston's.
Yeah.
And just take them all to church.
Yeah, we can.
But in there, we'll drop a Roseanne Barr. We'll drop a Carl
that
Lewis.
was
His was bad. We'll drop Fergie's because, oh, baby.
Man, here's the thing, guys. When you're asked to sing
Monday comes when Sunday goes. Monday needs some colorful clothes. Monday morning back to school. Not so bad, but as a rule, nobody likes Mondays. It's a day that could use a friend. We're still going. Nobody likes Mondays. So I complain when it's here again. Those harmonies were so like waiting for Guffman harmonies. Like they're kind of there, but they're not there.
I'm covering my face again.
A penny
much like I did
for your thoughts, a dime for your dreams. What a shiny. The musical edition. This is,
bad. It's bad.
Oh my gosh, I can hear people turning this off.
Should we start over?
I don't think so. I don't have it in me.
Power through.
We've come too far.
Power through, you guys.
Listen, I got to tell you this right now.
Next time we'll sing the Tuesday song.
This is. We have wandered a third of the way through the Fergie National Anthem, and you got to just push through. The best part about that one is that it keeps cutting to the players' faces, and they can't hide it.
They can't.
They start Draymond Green and Steph Curry start looking at each other and laughing.
You know why? She should have stuck to the original melody.
Yeah.
This is what I was trying to say before you interrupted me. Okay, guys, not if, but when you are asked
to sing the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game.
At the NBA All-Star game. I need you to have a plan in place. The plan is this.
Yeah.
Choose a key that's appropriate for you.
Always. That's rule number one.
And do not deviate from the original melody. Don't jazz it up.
That's why they call them divas. Because they deviate. Because they deviate from the melody.
Don't get sultry with it,
I'll tell you.
It's the national anthem. There's nothing sultry about it.
I actually texted
Don't wear a bodycon dress and mess with that melody, guys. Don't do it.
Do one or the other.
Right.
Wear the dress or do the melody, but don't do both. You'll notice that Chris Stapleton stuck to the melody last night at the Super Bowl.
Right.
But he looked great in that dress.
He looked great in that bodycon.
Sleek.
Yeah. He got sultry with this dress.
He did. Well, listen, I texted my friends after he sang it. I said, listen, that's how you do it, Chris Stapleton. Sing it. Do it a little Southern, how you want, whatever. But don't make it Fergalicious.
Doesn't need to be.
No.
Anyway. What you been doing this week or weekend?
Well, Super Bowl Sunday.
They did it.
They played it. The footy ball boys, both teams had fun. Everybody went out there.
That's all we wanted.
Shoved each other around. Mm-hmm. Just a push fest. Yep. We watched the Puppy Bowl. Ben loves the Puppy Bowl.
Oh, I did not watch the Puppy Bowl.
That's because you're an adult. Yeah. And it's a bunch of puppies running around. They don't do anything. But we watched the Puppy Bowl. My weekend and my flexibility with regard for where I could be in reference to a toilet bowl was largely informed by my decision to make spicy kimchi pork meatballs. I was wondering,
and eat Torchy's tacos.
I know,
double whammy.
That's called stacking.
That's called poor life choices.
That's called
stacking.
Pepper buns. Oh, no. What I did, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Here's what I like to do.
Okay, but let's not get detailed. Please.
Yeah, hey, Brandon, don't be yourself. Don't be yourself, Brandon.
You can't be yourself.
Hey, Brandon, do a podcast with me and don't be yourself. Okay. Don't talk toilet bowls. Listen, here's what I like to do from a culinary standpoint.
Culinary?
Oh, you're on.
I'm killing it today, guys.
Yeah, you are yes-anding your way to Second City. You're doing it. So
Okay, I'm done.
I like to wander into my local grocer.
Okay.
And then I start wandering the aisles. I get a basket and I start wandering the aisles. And you get your old familiars, lemons, Cheerios. I don't buy Cheerios. Eggs. You do all the things. But as you wander, what you got to do is you keep your eyeballs peeping. You look up and down and you say, what's an interesting ingredient that I can build myself some bowel issues with? And I spotted the spicy kimchi.
I love kimchi.
And I said, you know what? I haven't had this amount of probiotics in my system for quite some time. So today's as good a day as any.
While I'm at it, let's scoop all this kombucha right into my basket.
Supermarket sweep style. You just run down the aisle with an arm just in the shelf.
Getting all the booch.
Yeah, just booching. Boochy. And so I got it. And then I built the rest of the stuff for the dish. Came home, made it. It was
so good.
So good.
What was in the dish?
So the aforementioned spicy kimchi.
Sure. Was the star of the show.
Was the star. This still is the star of the show. So spicy kimchi, ground pork, cilantro, green onion,
cilantro,
garlic.
That's what Harrison used to call it.
Well, he's a silly guy.
I know.
And I made like a homemade chili crunch in the pan.
Yes.
Drizzle for a light drizzle, and also a browning agent on top of. Put it out. Delicious, beautiful plating. Did it. I have regretted it ever since.
Did you do like a starch, like a rice or a lettuce wrap or something?
No, I made a bed of spicy kimchi underneath the meatballs after I rolled the kimchi in with the meatballs. So
well, there's your problem.
Regretted it ever since. I'm still in recovery.
But it was delicious.
It was, and I had kimchi for lunch today too, so it's fine. It came in a bag, and I didn't finish the whole thing.
You needed more.
Do you know what else? There's still some kimchi left in the bag. So
dinner.
We might be reporting live from the toilet
from
bowl.
Edmond Regional Hospital.
From the toilet bowl next week on Cold Hands, Warm Hearts.
Can't wait. Well, this weekend, Jeff and I, well, you guys too, because Crindy and Harry took all of our children for a sleepover so that we could all have like a Valentine dinner.
Yeah. That's when we had Torchy's tacos after I had the kimchi. And I sat on the sofa, recovering from my kimchi as I stuffed my face
with the spicy tacos.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm stacking. I'm stacking spice.
And when I walked in today, you said, I'm detoxing.
I'm trying.
I need to because here's what Jeff and I did. We called around and we thought, do we want to go out somewhere? And then when you start calling and it's just a couple days before Valentine's, there aren't any reservations. You got to plan ahead. But it was fine because Jeff has been traveling. And so what we like to do more often than not is to order most of the appetizers from the Pub W menu.
Yeah.
We're talking pigs in a blanket with beer cheese dip. We're talking spicy shrimp wraps.
Okay.
We're talking nachos. We're talking barbecue wings. Mm-hmm. We're talking, there was one other, buffalo Brussels sprouts.
This is
right.
Intense.
That's what I'm saying. This was my version of stacking. Am I too loud?
No,
I'm messing with my volumes and I can't.
I had it wrong.
Okay. Anyway, so we do this and we order all of these things and we eat on the couch. And as you guys know, I've shared that normally we don't eat food on the couch when the children are around.
Right, because they're untamable beasts who will adopt habits and ruin everything.
Sure, but mainly we want to set a good example. But when they're gone, we do what we want. So we order all the appies and then we binge a show.
Yeah.
And it is the best Valentine's dinner of all time. And that's what we did. But as a result of that, I am now also detoxing.
Well,
also Super Bowl food. Bad choices. One right after the other.
Just as a parting gift to you after we record today, I will, if you need to clear some stuff out of your system, I've got a bag of kimchi that could jumpstart the process.
I'm not interested.
The minute you taste the kimchi, it's like a starter pistol.
Oh, it's so good, though.
It's delicious.
I love a fermented veg. So I got,
a little spicy a few years ago and decided I wanted to make some homemade kimchi. And so I got the Napa cabbage. I got all the things. I did the chili paste. I did it all. I put it in a jar. Yeah. And I very quickly discovered why Korean grandmothers bury it in the yard while it ferments.
Oh, did it smell
because
so bad?
My house smelled atrocious for weeks. Oh. And I ruined that jar.
And that's, as a result, you have now gotten new carpet.
Well, this is a different house altogether. I had to move out of that house. The ghost of kimchi past haunted me for a decade.
You had to burn all your clothes.
I did.
Books.
I burned all my clothes. I burned all my books. That, again, just to reiterate, that jar, you know when you put like turmeric in something and it stains the inside of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this burned a hole through it. Yeah. It was gross.
More importantly,
yes.
How did it taste?
I
couldn't do it.
I didn't.
Couldn't choke it down.
Like by the time that I was tasting it, I had like literally burned my olfactory bulb completely out from living with it. And so I'm not sure I tasted the kimchi.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everything. Oxygen tasted like kimchi to me for weeks. For weeks on end.
So guys, don't make your own kimchi unless you're going to bury it in the backyard.
Do that.
Do not sing the national anthem and if you plan to deviate from the original melody.
Don't do it.
Don't make your own kimchi.
Don't make your own kimchi. Get you some kimchi. Come on, get you some kimchi. That's just the southern. Hi, get you some kimchi.
You made me unplug my headphones.
That's spicy cabbage make go toilet bowl.
Back to the Super Bowl. Both of our boys got invited.
Speaking of toilet bowl.
Speaking of toilet bowls. No, both of our boys got invited to watch parties.
Oh, cool.
Which was delightful. I was asked to bring pigs in blankets.
A danger food for me.
Totally. Guess what, though? If you wait till the day of to go buy those supplies.
Not on Super Bowl Sunday.
Good luck to you. One package of cocktail wieners, no crescent rolls. So it didn't happen. What I did make was a delicious pizza dip.
Okay.
And my friend Ginny made this for me. Hi, Ginny. A couple weeks ago. And so I tried to replicate. It turned out all right.
Listen.
It was a hit.
Hot takes on dips that are like a something dip.
Okay.
Like a pizza dip. I literally had this conversation with Lindsay the other day. Stop it.
What?
Pizza's not a dip.
What would you call it then?
Pizza's a pizza.
What would you call this dip if it had pizza sauce, cheese, pepperonis, cream cheese? That's pretty much all it has.
A deconstructed Hot Pocket.
But there's no crust.
It's that deconstructed. While you sit there making it, you're just picking apart Hot Pockets and eating the crust to get rid of it.
Okay. It's just the inside.
Man.
What I say is it's like the inside of the lasagna with no noodles.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was great.
So hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What? There's more to say about this?
You've no idea.
Oh, I'm just getting started.
I'm just getting started.
And another thing about dips.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite things ever is that Ted. Hi, Ted. His father, also Ted. Theodore.
Hi, Ted.
Theodore Kushel, because Ted is Theodore Kushel III. His father is Theodore Kushel II.
Yeah.
And he tells the story that his dad, Ted was in a room, and his dad just walked into the room, and it was as if the conversation had been being had, but wasn't. And all he said was, and another thing about butternut squash. And so anytime butternut squash is mentioned, that's all I can think about. Anyways, listen, here's my problem with you. Today.
Can't wait.
Is you say
okay.
that I only hear what I want to. I don't listen hard. I don't pay attention to the distance that you're running.
To anyone or anywhere.
Anywhere. So no, here's really the problem that I have with you.
I'm only hearing negative.
No.
Bad.
Yes, and so listen, I was talking to you about pizza dips. And I said, it's a deconstructed Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, but there's no crust. Like just insolent. Just like you were just,
I wasn't wrong.
And then you said, you know what I say it's like? It's like a lasagna without
no
the noodles.
noodles.
So if you would have said a lasagna, I'd have said, yeah, but there's no noodles. And so what I say is, you're not just dipping your meaty paw in there and eating it like an apple.
How do you know?
Dipping so much.
How do you know?
You're dipping
what I'm doing.
some sort of carbohydrate in there.
Am I?
That's your crust.
Is it?
Anyway. I can't work. There's no way to work with this.
Maybe I mean it with a spoon.
Sociopath.
A metal spoon, not a noodle spoon.
God, you know what I hate is the taste of a wooden spoon in a birthday ice cream cup. It ruins the ice cream. You remember when you were a kid?
Yes.
They give you a wood spoon
On the tape to the lid or whatever.
Yeah, and then so vanilla ice cream for years. All I just thought it tasted like wood. Oak, oaky notes in
this mahogany
in this bluebell. Anyway, go ahead.
That was so the Super Bowl happened, right?
Sure did.
I sound so weird over here in my ears.
I was fine
until you started pushing buttons.
No, it's.
Anyway,
keep going.
Okay. So let's talk for a moment about the halftime show, because my friends were all all a buzz about the halftime show. Rihanna. And what were your thoughts about Rihanna's halftime show?
So here were my thoughts about Brianna's halftime show. Brianna.
Riri.
I missed some of it because of Riri.
I shouldn't have
because
said
I had that diarrhea from that kimchi, baby. So listen,
shouldn't have said it.
No, I will say though, as we jump forward and discuss commercials, I did have to go back and rewatch a couple of the commercials that you sent me because I was
in the restroom. Continue.
I wasn't. Did you know what I was going to say?
Yes.
Fine.
And so did you.
There goes the spontaneity of this podcast. If you don't let me finish what I was going to say. We are the witty repartee, the reputation we've built for incredibly entertaining sibling banter.
Wow.
Is gone. It's gone out the window. If you don't let me finish what I was going to say.
Okay, fine, finish.
I was in the toilet. Okay? I had to run with the speed of an NFL player to my end zone. Oh, baby, it was a real touchdown. Listen. And with the first pick of the 2023 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select. Pause for effect. So anyways,
I have died. The ghost of Ashley is now recording the podcast with Brandon.
Oh my gosh! Well,
I
hope she's got the improv skills of the living Ashley, because Ashley's been crushing it today. Listen, Brianna took to the stage and
took to the flying stage
while pregnant.
Yeah. The Twitter sphere was all a buzz.
All a buzz with pregnant rumors. Listen. If you're at an amusement park, they say don't ride this ride if you're pregnant. And I
bet there were people.
She rode that ride.
She did it. I bet. And you know what? They had her tethered, obviously.
Yeah.
You could see the rope.
But
even still.
But it wasn't a maternity tether. They're different. Mm-mm. She flying.
Yes.
For her and a baby.
Yes.
Brianna and a baby.
Yeah. And do you know what's cool is that her baby someday will be like, that's me right there.
I performed at halftime of the Super Bowl.
That's me. I'm flying up there above.
She did a couple of like strategic poses of like touching the baby bump to be like, check it.
Because at first it was hard to tell. And she also has another baby that's not very old.
I know. Here's my problem. Okay. My beef is that I feel like she was probably going to launch like a big like comeback tour. Mm-hmm. And now she's pregnant.
No, she's pregnant.
You can't tour the world. There's only you can't fly on an airplane pregnant after a while.
Well, it's true.
Apparently you can hover on a platform in any trimester.
And she said, watch
this.
this.
So here's another thing that I'll say.
Okay.
About Brianna's performance. Brianna's pregnant Super Bowl. Is she, you forget how many hits Brianna got.
She kept coming out with them.
She's got them. Every time she rolls out with a new one, it's I forgot this one. Mm-hmm. I forgot it. I'm just sitting here waiting for Umbrella. She's dropping all sorts of diamonds on us.
I'll tell you what Crindy was reviewing.
Hold on. Before we move on though, I will say.
Okay.
Big ups. Mm-hmm. Big ups to Brianna for taking the Super Bowl gig this year.
Yes.
After the hype of last year's
That's
Super
where
Bowl.
I was going to go. But let me read Crindy reviews Rihanna's halftime show, and then we'll get into that.
She also did it without a single costume change.
And that is my beef.
Yeah.
The spectacle. Now, granted, here was a woman, pregnant,
pregnant woman.
flying on a plexiglass door.
With child.
With child.
And on a plexiglass door.
That in itself is a spectacle. Okay. And I do not mean to diminish. But when I am watching, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me read this from Crindy.
Prenatal Super Bowl.
Prenatal Super Bowl. Good title.
Not bad.
So Crindy, while Rihanna was performing last night, this is what I get from Crindy. I think Rihanna is pregnant. I enjoyed 99% of her show. The white blobs inappropriately dancing in unison was not my fave, but I liked her. She did her old songs. No one was naked.
These all feel like independent thoughts strewn together into one text message.
It was stream of consciousness
It had
as
to be.
she responded in the moment.
In between every single text she typed,
Yeah.
she thought to herself, yes, and no one was naked.
No one was naked. She
Not
did
it.
her old songs.
She did her old songs.
Mm-hmm.
So you did not like the lack of costume.
I just like a little more spectacle, and here's why.
You like pomp and circumstance.
Both.
Both.
Yes, and.
Yes, and.
I like pomp.
Yes.
Yes, and.
And also, don't
Circumstance.
box me in with your pomp.
So nothing will ever compare for me. Nothing will ever hit the mark as last year's performance did.
It hit on too many different notes. It played so heavily into the nostalgia piece.
Listen, I watched it again today.
That's
And
so sad.
No, it isn't. Because here's what it did.
Producers nodding that it's
You know what,
sad.
man? You're of a different generation. You don't get it.
You don't know the West Coast rapping. You don't know what
You
it's
don't know what it's like in these streets.
You don't know how to beef with the coasts. You've never notorious to big. You're a 2-pack of crap.
What? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I was trying to come up with puns off rappers' names from back there.
That went too far, mister.
Okay, sorry, producer.
So here's the thing too. We were coming out of the pandemic times.
We were.
And it was a reminder of days gone by.
It was.
Of happier times.
It was a reminder of
college functions.
and gang violence.
Well, we don't talk about that.
We don't. No.
We talk about functions.
File that away with Bruno. We don't talk about it.
No, but listen, when I was watching that live last year at the Super Bowl, I welled up. My face hurt from smiling.
That's
my
okay.
thumbs were sore from texting my friends.
My thumbs were sore from thumbs upping my television so aggressively.
Yes.
You guys are doing it. Snoop D-O-double J.
It was just, nothing will ever top it.
It was pretty
Ever.
good.
And it was like, who's coming out? Who they got now? Oh, my Fitty is hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
50.
He's
Is that what we call him now?
We call him Curtis Jackson because now he's a respectable television producer.
Okay. Not Fitty.
You can call him that.
When did he stop being called Fitty?
I think he still is called that. I think he's got a real Dwayne The Rock Johnson thing going on, where it's like he can be Curtis Jackson, he
Yes,
can be
and.
50 Cent. Yes, he's a real yes and. He can be Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
Okay. Yeah. Depending on which circles he's moving in.
Yeah, but you'll notice that I didn't say Fitty in any of those.
Right.
That is what you said.
I did say it.
And so here's the problem. Curtis, I know that you listen. Do not take it as
Curtis.
a sign of disrespect that my podcasting partner got a little familiar with your name.
Are we not, is that what we not call him?
Is that what we not call him? Is that what we not call him?
Anyway, last year was a spectacle. We had the awesome like set piece with the cityscape on the floor. We had different rooms. We didn't know who was coming out. We have Mary J in thigh-high boots just getting so worked up that she falls down.
Yeah.
It was a real moment.
Well,
nothing will ever compare.
Well, here's where you're wrong.
Okay.
Because Eminem,
Yes.
Dr. Dre,
Yes.
Snoop D-O-double G. You know what none of them can do? Have a baby.
It's true.
They can't carry a child
It's true.
and bring it into this world. And
They will never hover over a crowd on a plexiglass door pregnant.
well, pregnant.
Ever.
They can never listen. Hey, Marshall Mathers, you call me when you and your baby bumper are 500 feet in the sky over a stadium full of adoring fans. You call me when you glow and glisten. You call me when you got a bun in the oven. Enough with your hip hop. Enough with your hibbity hop. Make a baby. Marshall Mathers. Make a baby, Marshall Mathers.
Your name is what?
Oh my gosh.
So that's just what I kept thinking. And I've come to the realization that henceforth, no halftime show will live up to last year's. And that's okay. I just need to go in with that expectation. And not that I've ever been a huge Rihanna fan before. No, nothing against her. I've just never, I think I missed her demographic and her, the times when I might have been into her music.
Producer just reminded me, and I knew this going in, but I forgot it. You'll notice on her performance when you watch it again this day next year.
I'm not going to.
Well,
it doesn't hold that same place in my heart.
I don't know. She'll have a baby by then, and it'll be it's like a whole reliving of the situation.
I don't think so.
So you'll notice as she walks across the stage, the bass player in her band, she goes up specifically to him.
Okay.
And she dapped him up. She gave him specific greetings.
Okay.
And it is because his name is Adam Blackstone, I think.
Okay.
Look that up, producer. And he is the musical director of her performance because he put yes, Adam Blackstone. Thank you, producer. He put the whole thing together. But you know what else he did?
What?
He also did last year's Super Bowl. So my question is,
was
he sandbagging for the West Coasters last year? Did he phone it in for Barbados? For Barbados? For Barbados?
Way to make it work. I don't know.
Sometimes you just got to keep going at it, just hammering on the joke until
just really. But here's the other problem that I have. I find myself not enjoying a Super Bowl performance when it's just one person. It's really hard to carry the whole thing.
And even with the amount of hits that Brianna has,
yes,
you need some cameos.
You need to mix it up.
You got to have a cameo.
And there weren't any.
There's not a single cameo. Just Brianna.
Just a lot of white outfits, and then her in her red.
Strutting.
And
bumping.
People just questioning. Is that I'm telling you.
She did. She had a cameo from her baby.
Yeah. Anyway, it was all right. I do think I admire her. I think it was a huge thing to agree to do, to step into, especially considering she hasn't been touring or putting out new music in a long time.
She did it, man. She sounded good.
She was great.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my ultimate favorite halftime show because last year was, and it will never be topped.
Yeah. Well, that's again, it was a tall order to start with.
It sure was. So there were some great commercials this year. They really upped the star power.
Yeah.
A lot of star power.
And
the commercials of late have been trash.
Hot takes.
I don't watch a lot of commercials. Right.
I don't know why that's my hot takes button today, but it's just.
But there were some good ones.
It's the closest sound effect for me to slap. The closest sound effect provided by our dear friend and sound effect sponsor, Sweet D.
Good ones. The first really good one that I know you loved was Breaking Bad.
I hated that one.
The popcorners. You did?
Yes.
Why?
Because they took something that I love.
Oh.
Something that I respect. Something that I think is one of, if not the greatest piece of television drama ever created.
They debased it.
And they turned it into a chip commercial. Now,
and this from someone who loves chips.
Just listen, this is how conflicted I am about it.
Okay.
That's it. No, what they did was they took something that started, in my opinion.
Okay. IMO, guys.
IMO. For real. Wheels up, King. Listen.
Wheels down on this.
Wheels up. Rizzy. I think that Breaking Bad as a show began perfectly. Throughout the course of the show, for me, never a bad episode. Ended perfectly.
Okay.
Then spun off to Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Incredible. When they spun off to Better Call Saul, I was already a little wary, don't mess with Breaking Bad now. But they did a great job. Now, what they've done is they took the original characters and they made them into a chip commercial.
Made him hawk the popcorners.
Hawking the popcorners. Like, I don't know. I didn't
thought
care
it was
for
great.
Of course you did, because you're not a real fan
Anyway, I liked
of
it.
popcorners. You're not a real fan of popcorners.
It's true. It's true. I liked Breaking Bad, but you know what happened. We don't talk about it.
That's filed away with Bruno as well. We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about what happened with Breaking Bad, guys. Is
We don't talk about it. Here's what happened.
Here's what happened, just to bring you in on the info, on the joke. It's not a joke. It's very upsetting to Brandon.
It's kind of a joke.
And we might ruin the rest of the episode by bringing it up. Because Brandon has such respect for Breaking Bad. Typically, I have a real problem with
Typically, I have a real problem. The Ashley Engle story.
Subtext. His name is Brandon.
Oh, God.
I'm killing it.
Who is this? Am I podcasting with Tina Fey today? Who's this quick-witted lady?
Okay.
I was going to say something mean, I think. Who's this quick-witted idiot? What?
Doesn't fit. So anyway, Jeff and I watched Breaking Bad after it had been out for several seasons. Brandon had been trying to get us to watch it. And
so hard.
He really had. Typically shows that where characters make a horrible life choice and they just dig the hole and dig the hole and dig the hole and dig the hole. It feels overwhelming to me. It seeps into my everyday life and I just can't with it.
Yeah.
I feel that way about Ozark. I feel that way about Breaking Bad. But I stuck with it.
But you love Silicon Valley,
because
even though
of
that's
you.
the case, but it's funny.
Yeah, but Silicon Valley, it's not so much that as it is just like the same episode every time. It's like,
Silicon Valley.
Oh no, they're going to lose everything.
That's true.
Oh no, they got it back somehow. Oh no, they're going to lose everything.
Oh no, they blew all their money on popcorners. Oh no.
Exactly. So anyway, Jeff watched it and Jeff and I watched it. We got all caught up to the very end and they released half of the last season.
Yeah.
And then there was a break. And then later they released like the last 8 episodes or whatever. Jeff and I watched the first 8, the first half of the last season, and we thought that was it. And strangely, it was a little open-ended.
You don't say. You don't say.
But strangely, we were like, well, that was kind of weird. But okay, we're ready to say goodbye to Walt and all his pals.
You were just done. You were finished.
I think we were.
We're
And guess what, guys? That was years ago. We've never finished
You've never
the
gone
series.
back. And the thing that's
never
terrible
have.
is if you did, you would have to go back to the first episode
We
and get all
really
caught
would.
up. And you know what would be the ultimate, like, real slap in the face to me?
What?
Even more so than the popcorners commercial.
Okay, what?
Is if you went back to the first season and then watched it all the way up to where you ended this time and then just called it quits
And
again.
just called it quits. We can't remember. Is this the last one?
Honestly, I couldn't be mad at that because the commitment that would take to just really stick it to me.
So many hours.
Oh my gosh. Like that would, if you did that, I would just have to just literally like stand and applaud and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's some real commitment
You really
to
did it.
upsetting me.
Oh my gosh. But it's a great show. But we've never finished it.
It's
Maybe
a great
we
show.
will.
Well, listen, the endings, you know.
I mean, it's a little open, a little
It's like,
unresolved.
I don't know. I just like what I like to imagine is that they're both out there just having fun.
They're just out
Cooking
there.
meth, having fun.
Cooking meth. No, they're cooking popcorn.
Cooking up. You know what? They turned over. That's what, dude, honestly, this was just a continuation of the end of the show. Spoiler alert. You didn't realize that after that break, they decided, they came back and he was like, Mr. White, what's up, yo? This is my Jesse Pinkman. It's really good.
It's really good.
And he just said, you know what? I've had it with this meth life.
Yeah.
It's
This
too
is
much
crazy out here.
Too much death and torment surrounding us. And you know what I think we need is a nice light snack.
Yeah. I'm done with the fear, Walter.
Can you harness the power of science to make us a nice light snack and correct our trajectories? And that's what they did.
And it was the best 1-minute final episode in the history of television.
God, like if they had wrapped Breaking Bad that way,
Yeah.
I don't know that I would like Breaking Bad quite so much.
It would erase all the good it did previously.
We've spent too much time on
We really
this.
have. So other good commercials were the Clueless one. Alicia looked great.
That was a filter. Lindsay pointed it out. She said she saw some footage of them shooting it, and she's like, that ain't it.
Well, what I was going to say is they had some great lighting.
Well, lighting, filters, the works.
But even still, she looked great, and I applaud her.
It's because she takes Polaroids because she doesn't trust mirrors.
That's right. It's very expensive.
Yeah, it's just you got to get multiple angles. That's three shots right there.
$3. Anyway, I loved that one because Clueless, a fantastic movie. The T-Mobile one with John Travolta.
Did not care
Weird.
for it. Didn't care for it.
Especially in light of the recent death
Yeah.
of Olivia.
Didn't
I
care
thought
for
it was
it.
weird. Donald Faison, what were you doing in this one? You belonged in the Clueless one.
Well, but yeah,
What are you doing?
Donald Faison he's the Scrubs guy. It's him and Zach Braff. They're the Scrubs fellas.
but I'm saying it felt like a disconnect because we had the Clueless one. And then Zach, what are they doing in there with John Travolta? What was the connection?
Well, they decided to go the route that we wanted Briano to go at the halftime show and bringing in cameos.
It was weird.
It was weird. And also John Travolta, the older he gets, the more he like weirds me out. Don't argue it. You know it's true. Yes, and he does.
I was going to say he's still got it with this song.
Hot takes on
He's still got it as Danny Zuko.
Sandy.
He's still got the moves. Still got the voice.
Is that a good Travolta? Sandy.
Pretty
no,
good.
It's all right.
Pretty good. No, I agree with the Scientology and all the things. There's some.
My favorite is I started following him on Instagram a few years ago. I had to stop it because he just doesn't know how Instagram works, I don't think, because it would just be a selfie of him very close to his face.
Sure.
Flying a plane.
Okay.
And he'd go, "Great day outside."
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd just pan to the outside and then pan back to his face and go, "Have a great day."
See,
And
I
that
think
was
that's
it.
nice.
Okay.
I think that's nice.
Well, then it's going to be the last thing you hear before you're murdered by John Travolta.
He will not. No, I think he's still got it. He's got that guy, incredible dancer. So I loved the reference to Grease. I like seeing him do that. And I know it was a terrible loss for him when Olivia died. So I did love to see that. Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLogan. Sarah McGloin.
That one was kind of funny. In the tent.
I was in the toilet.
Okay.
There's going to be a whole category of these that I was in the toilet for, just by the way.
Did you see the Dunkin' Donut ones?
I did. I did not care for it. Because here's why.
Okay.
Because Ben Affleck has been all over the internet lately just looking miserable. And getting scolded by J-Lo at the Grammys. Like, he was like...
I didn't even see that.
You need to see the footage of Benny Affleck getting scolded. And then watching him working at the Dunkin' and getting scolded and being told, "Give me a glazed."
My thing was, in what universe does J-Lo eat glazed donuts?
She doesn't. She eats
doesn't.
men's souls. She went through the drive-thru so that she could demoralize that man.
I think they were playing into that.
She wasn't even cast in that commercial. They were just shooting and she pulled through the drive-thru and was like, "Yeah, give me a glazed, boy."
No, I'm just saying.
Give me a glazed.
She is the most beautiful human walking planet Earth. The most hydrated. We've talked
about how hydrated she is.
Literally defying the laws of physics, of time, of space, of all of this. She is, I don't know how she's doing it.
Succubus.
Brandon.
I'm just saying, when you devour men's souls,
Brandon.
you don't need to be hydrated because you're gydrated. You've got... you are sustaining your own eternal existence by devouring these men. And she devoured most of him back in the aughts. And he got away. He got away. And now he's back in the clutches. Listen, it's not a joke that the guy is so down and out that he's working at a Dunkin'. He's having to pick up some extra work to support her. And then she comes through and says, "Give me a glazed." Anyway, hot takes, guys.
I was just over here wondering where we go from here.
I think Ben Affleck's wondering the same thing. It's he is literally wandering the wasteland of his existence, a husk of a man. And the thing is, he came back.
I don't know if we can keep this in.
Oh, we have to. Because she's coming for us if we don't.
I'm sorry, you guys. I brought that up because I was going to talk about how lovely she is and just how funny that she would order a donut because she doesn't put that trash in her temple.
Yeah, and that's
She's
even
lovely.
And do you know what she did? He sulked over there with her glazed that she demanded, and he handed it to her.
Yeah.
He said, "It's on the house. Enjoy your donut. It's not how. That's not Boston at all. He handed her the donut, and then because she doesn't eat it,
Just threw it down
onto the sidewalk.
What I'm thinking is they were playing into that. They're getting a little cheeky with the Grammy situation.
You need to watch the footage because I'm telling you, blink twice if you're okay, Ben.
I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to this, nor would I on the internet.
I don't know. I do.
Cold hands, warm heart.
That's us.
Anyway, that one was funny. But to me, I loved the Will Ferrell commercial where he riffed on all the shows.
I was in the toilet.
Love is Blind, Bridgerton,
But I did.
Squid Games.
I just rewatched that one right before we did. And I would say
it's great.
that's up there for me as a favorite.
The production value is insane. It's great.
You got Will Ferrell.
I know. I love him forever and always. So anyway, I brought up the one about Dunkin' Donuts in addition to talking about how lovely J-Lo was, and you canceled that right on out.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't see what's happening.
Okay. Anyway, it reminded me that Tuesday is Valentine's Day.
That's literally the best segue.
It's so because when I first met Jeff, he was working a drive-through
at Arby's. He was he has the meats.
He does.
He was a slicerman.
No, he was a drive-through man.
They didn't ever let him slice. They let him slice.
I don't know. He was a high schooler. Can high schoolers slice the meat?
He was a slice schooler. I'm pretty sure that he has told me that he was a sliceman at points
at Arby's.
I mean, an understudy.
Probably.
Is that what they call them?
Sure.
And they go on the microphone that they holler out the orders and they say, "Hello, Arby's customers. Just letting you know that today the role of slicer will be played by the understudy Jeffrey Engle."
Yes.
And then people go, "Ugh," and then walk out because they wanted it sliced by
J-Lo. Anyway, so when I first met Jeff, he was working at Arby's in high school. And it's not the first time I met him. But because this comes out on Valentine's week and Valentine's will have happened before this is released, I thought it'd be fun to tell the stories of how we met our significant others.
Okay.
How did you meet Linz? Your lovely bride.
I met
how many years?
16, maybe? Is that right?
Wow.
Well, listen, I can't be expected to remember every minor thing.
That sounds right. We've been married for 20. Continue.
Yes, 16 sounds right. So, very interesting. We were in different fraternities and sororities, and we were paired up for a show called Freshman Follies. Mm-hmm. And that's where we met. And I asked her on lots of dates.
And she said no.
And she said no to lots of dates. And then eventually...
But I persisted.
Eventually, we went on a date. And would you like to know what we ate?
But of course.
Arby's. And that's not a joke.
No way.
How about that?
Arby's out here bringing people together.
Listen, the most romantic fast food chain...
out here.
Out in these streets.
I remember when you first met Lindsay, and I tell this story lots. I was a senior when you were a freshman. You
were a senior in college when I was a freshman in high school. Go ahead.
Okay. And I remember coming over to your frat, and I was like, "Hey, brother, you met any cute gals?" And you said...
What's funny is that's probably what you said. It's the weirdest question ever. What?
That's exactly how I haven't changed in all these years.
I have. I met her. Her name's Jennifer Lopez, and I'm starting to feel I'm starting to feel a little peaked. I'm having a hard time. It's almost as if my life force is being drained. She keeps saying she's just the same old Jenny from the block, but she's changed. She's changed.
Brandon, stop.
My hair's falling out in clumps.
Stop.
I can't breathe.
I'm so sorry, listeners. These are human beings we're talking about. Anyway,
well,
I remember you told me that you had met a little gal, and you said, and her name's Lindsay, and she's so cute, and I just want to put her in my pocket.
That sounds like something I'd say.
You totally did. What weirdos we were.
Well,
and continue to be.
Yes, what weirdos we were.
So Jeff worked at Arby's, and I pulled around one day, and I was like, "Give me a beef and cheddar." I didn't. I met him.
I love that you're dialing in and making jokes about that situation still
So now
because you can't take
edit
it out.
The more we reference it,
This is the thing.
the less likely we are to edit it
Once
out.
J-Lo,
And that's a problem.
Once J-Lo gets her hooks into anything, you can't get her out. And she's got her hooks into this podcast now.
Stop talking about it. J-Lo, you're lovely.
We're not fooled by the rocks that you've got. We're not. Especially because your rocks are talismans you're using for your ritualistic bloodlettings.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
All right, give me a beef and cheddar is where we left off.
I first met Jeff Engle at the Howdy Dance in 1996.
What was the first thing that you said to him?
Hi,
Missed opportunity.
give me a beef and cheddar.
Howdy.
Howdy.
It's the name of the dance.
So he was at the dance and he was a senior and I was a sophomore. Very intimidated by the older students.
Hot takes.
Hot takes, right? I know. And he ran up and he was giving my friend Julie, hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
A piggyback ride around the dance.
Sure.
And I thought, who's this?
Who's this horseman? Who's this horseman at the Howdy Dance?
And it was just a very brief exchange, just a hi. And then I later learned that he
Worked at Arby's.
thought I was something. And then he worked at Arby's.
I later learned that he had unlimited access to seasoned curlies. And I thought,
This is
locking that up.
the feller for me.
I better trap that one with 3 kids because I can't be getting rid of these seasoned curlies. I better set my snares right now. Tractor beam activate.
I better trap this one with 3 kids.
I'm just saying. It's called strategy. Look it up. We're all the beneficiaries of your deviousness.
Anyway.
You trapped him for all of us.
Oh.
Because now he's stuck. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Jeff and I were happily married for 6 years before we had our first child. Hey, what will I send you on Valentine's Day? He's got tears streaming down his Do you need to pause it and collect yourself?
No, this is real. This is real life. This is happening in real time.
What will I send you on Valentine's Day?
Is it the dancing thing?
No.
Was it the thing? Is it a song?
It's a song.
Oh, it's the song by Outkast.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Every day the 14th.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's so good. And I send it most years. Anyway, how's your algorithm? You don't have to play the song. Anything weird?
Hey, hold on. Pause. Yeah, it just played. It didn't, but it'll get edited in there after the fact. No, my algorithm. So, to very recent development.
Okay.
Still a lot of the same stuff going on, but a new fella has presented himself.
Oh.
He's a youth, and what he does is he just eats very spicy things. And I watched 40 of his videos.
Did you need someone to, like...
I guess they heard...
Yes.
They either heard me talking about the kimchi,
That's
the
what I'm
algorithm
saying.
people.
That's what I'm saying.
Or they just heard what was going on because of the kimchi. And so anyways, what? I do Wordle on the toilet. So listen, so what he does is...
This episode.
is awesome. This episode is yes and.
I'm covering my face again. There's the title. Yes and.
Yes and I'm covering my face again. What he does though is it's like insane stuff. It's like he starts pouring stuff and he's like 1 chip challenge and then he's like ghost peppers and he like crushes and he eats them all like back to back to back to back to back to back to back.
Oh, I hate this.
And then he chugs a sparkling water. Oh. And then he goes, no reaction. And that's the end of the video. Oh. It is horrifying.
I hate it.
And addictive.
I hate it. I will not.
Oh, guess what? It's getting sent to you. So, how's your algorithm?
I hate
How's your algorithm?
I got Shabazz in there.
Yeah, you did.
Even before you sent him to me.
He's great.
Today we'll organize in a veg. On
today's episode of I'm Rachel Paul, Rihanna's on the Super Bowl and she's pregnant.
You don't even have a doll.
You don't even have a Super Bowl because you're so poor. Because you're poor.
I love him. Okay, we have a Crindy Reviews.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Crindy Reviews, Poker Face. She gives this one 6 quirky but warm hearts. Sorry. Oh, she says, deal with it, producer. Not sorry. I'm breaking a rule for Crindy Reviews by recommending a show with bad language, but you're just going to have to push mute in order to get the clever, quirky, funny, heartwarming stories in Poker Face. It's not horrible, but that's like saying, yeah, I have a rash on my foot that bugs the heck out of me, but it's not horrible. I'm still going to keep walking. Poker Face was made by the people who created Knives Out, and I see that And I see that Maya Rudolph is one of the producers. This tracks, but is so well written and entertaining. There was even a big write-up in the Daily Oklahoman on Sunday about the series. You can watch it on Peacock. If you don't have Peacock, this one's worth the try it free for 2 weeks deal and then binge it. In episode 1, we meet Charlie Cale, who, bless her, needs a good stylist, but that is soon forgotten as we get to see her warm heart. See what I did there? And innate sleuthing abilities to solve crimes for people whose cases would normally be swept under the rug and forgotten. She's a casino worker who witnesses a suspicious death and just can't let it go no matter how powerful the perpetrators are. Needless to say, she's on the run for the next 9 episodes as she meets the most interesting characters and solves crimes. Oh, and did I say that she has the gift of being able to detect a lie with 100% accuracy? Imagine having that gift in the world today. Each week is a new crime to solve. The script brilliantly shows us the crime first, then shows us how Charlie is part of it and how she solves it. So far, we've been in the competitive world of barbecue pit bosses and heavy metal bands. I absolutely love this character, which will make you think of Columbo. Some of the listeners, maybe none, but Cindy, Lindsay, and I will remember Peter Falk in that engaging role. I'm telling you, this is the ticket for entertainment.
Hot takes.
6 warm hearts.
What is the scale even? She keeps
she
adding.
does what she wants.
Crindy does do what she wants.
Okay, we don't really have time for what you've been watching, reading, or listening to unless you got something quick.
No, which is a good thing because I'm still digesting that Taylor Swift album. There's 1,000 songs on. I'll tell you this,
She's very emotional too.
Taylor's got hits.
Yeah.
Taylor's got hits.
Yeah, she does. When's she going to do the Super Bowl?
She's probably done it.
Has she? We don't know.
Who knows?
Mia.
Hey, help us, Mia.
Help us.
Yeah, what's the question? What's my warm heart?
Yeah, I guess what I'm watching, reading, or listening to is an important thing.
Well, I didn't tell you what I'm watching, reading, or listening to. I said I'm still digesting.
Oh, you're done listening.
No.
Okay.
I'm never done listening to Taylor. Listen, anyways, my warm heart is yesterday. Ben does not care for sports, but he said, I don't want to really watch the game. I don't care about it. He goes, but I want to spend time with you. Oh. And so he ended up hanging out with me for the whole game and doing his thing. So it's just really sweet that he wanted to spend the time and do that even though he did not care about the footy ball boys because he just does not.
That's okay. That is sweet.
It's great.
Mine is watching people rally around a person and lift them up when they're sad. It's a beautiful thing to witness. Saw it this weekend.
Just in general. Listen, I'm all for it. And I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Because whenever everybody said, Brandon, I know that you're hurting from the kimchi, we're going to rally around you and we're going to hold hands and we're going to say, let's go, Brandon. But for real, though, I am still digesting. Hey, guys, thanks for listening to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. Hopefully next week I'll be through the kimchi and the kimchi will be through me, okay?
Bye.